Welcome to Real Talks with Pinks. Thank you for the love we've been receiving on the channel, especially this series that we're currently running, the couples series. I've seen your comments, your likes, your shares. We really love it. Please do keep subscribing, liking, and commenting on the channel. We brought you another couple like we promised you guys. So I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves and then we'll get straight into the show. Melinda, please do go ahead. When you introduce yourself, just tell us who you are. And if you have nicknames, I'll be calling you by those nicknames on the show.
Okay. No, I am Mamo, Mohera Crystal, now Mawafke.
Okay.
Mawafke.
Okay, Mawafke. Okay. All right.
It's just plain for me. I'm Jake. I'm Jacob.
You're Jake. What's your full name?
Jacob.
Jacob.
And the surname?
Lamin.
Oh, okay. All right. I like it, Jacob and Mom. That's So we are still on the couple series. We are celebrating love. It's February. We decided to bring couples to celebrate this love, just so they tell us their love story. So can you please tell us how you guys met? And are you married? And how long, if you are married, you've been married?
What's the date today? 12.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a 12
We
today.
are 1 year tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
1 year
Okay,
married
so
tomorrow.
it's an anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you guys meet?
Do you want to?
I used to host Sunday sessions at a restaurant that I used to work for. And obviously when you host, you have to invite people to come over. So there's this mutual friend that we have, and I invited him to come through. Obviously bring a few friends, and he happened to be one of the friends.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know when during the whole thing he took a liking into me, but I actually forgot that we spoke, and he was in my DMs because we didn't exchange numbers, and he always reminds me that I kept him in there for a month without getting back to him. Yeah.
So you continue with the story. When did you?
I could say it was after we ordered food. There was a point in the evening when we were chilling together at the corner. I remember the day when she came through. I was shyish because she's Mamo, and first of all I didn't know how to start the conversation. But as the evening went, I could say from the first moment I met her, I knew that I loved her, and I would try my best to and things have just been going on from there.
Oh wow! How long did you guys date before deciding to get married?
It was a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Love at first sight. Okay, this was love at first sight. But what was your first impression when you saw her? Did you know her before? You met her through the mutual friend?
No. Obviously, you'd see somebody online and people talk about them. I can't say I knew her, but I'd seen her around, but I didn't know her until that night.
What was your first impression of Jacob?
I was like, oh, such a nice guy.
Oh, I love it.
But I didn't look at him in that way, It was just that he's a nice guy. He seems different, he's not from around here. And then the one thing that attracted to him was his legs. I'm like, he has some nice legs.
Guys, this thing started in the DM, so keep DMing. You never know what may happen in those DMs. So tell me, what has been the best part of your relationship or your marriage?
For me, it's the fact that now I have a companion. I've been alone all my life. I'm a very independent person. I'm used to doing everything myself. Now I have this person that I can get home to and just go. And he knows that he needs to come in for a hug, and he comforts me. I don't plan alone anymore. It's just amazing having a partner that supports you and understands you. It's wonderful.
That's quite sweet, especially because I guess for us independent women, so many people would say we are too independent, we behave like we don't need men. And I like when you say it's nice to have a partner that you can plan with. Because people usually mistake that to mean, oh, I don't need
Yeah,
a
she's
man.
okay. She's
But we all need.
Yeah, I'm okay, yes, but it's better with someone. Yeah.
Definitely, I agree. So what's the best part of your union with Mamo?
I always call her my African queen because I know when we talk about something and we plan something, even if I forget, she'll carry it through. Like I usually say to her, I'll start something and I know when I need to be deterred to something else, I know on my behalf you'll be able to finish it. So it's having the ability of knowing that besides no matter what happens, if anything happens, I always can count on her. She'll always be in my corner.
Okay, that's really sweet. Having someone to be, she's got your back, you've got her back.
Yes.
Okay. In marriage, not just in marriage, in every relationship, we fight with our siblings, we fight with the people we work with. So in relationships, people will have conflict because obviously you were raised this way, she was raised this way. So can you tell us how you guys deal with conflict and what you have learned about each other through the conflict that you usually have?
I would say for me, I've learned that mostly, after you have a fight, it's not usually a wise idea to try to apologize right away because the other person obviously they're still fuming. So for me, what I've learned is that as much as you need to apologize, don't do it immediately and don't be a stiffler about it while you apologize. Make sure that you're actually heard and you see that by your action as well that you actually are sorry. And I think if you do that and you keep trying, everything will work out.
You shouldn't speak right away because you are fuming.
Yes, and when you speak right away, you tend to actually say the wrong things.
Yeah, for me, he's very patient. I'm the hothead.
In the relationship?
I'm the hothead, he's the calm. So I remember early in our relationship, I would we would have a fight. I'm gonna pack. Yeah. Leave it. The funniest one was when I did that and I left. So we still had one car at the time. I took a public transport and I left. When I got off the taxi at my mom's place, he was parked right there. He's like, let's go back home. It's like, let's go back home. So it was cute. And I'm like, but eventually he set me down. He's like, I really actually don't like the fact that when we have disagreements, you walk away. It's like you have one foot outside the relationship. So I've learned in the long run that when we have fights, I need to get angry but stay. And then when I've calmed down and I've cooled down, he'll come to me or I'll go to him and we'll talk about it. So it's been better that way, honestly.
So you're learning through him that patience is...
Yeah, he's very patient. I think that's one of the things that I really, really love about him.
That's so sweet. Do you guys have kids?
We have Blue.
Blue?
Yeah.
That's your child?
Yes.
How old is she?
She's 7, turning 8 this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's turning 8 this year.
Can you tell us your experience of getting married to someone who has a child already? How have you blended in? Some people it's quite easy. For some it becomes a challenge sometimes. But for you, how has it been?
I could say me and Blue were already friends before we got married. We already knew each other. We already went on outings. The one thing I can say about it is that, it's like a relationship. You gotta consistently make sure that other person's okay and actually have memories, keep track of what things motivate them, and actually take the time and the patience to actually teach them things. And eventually, I think you won't even realize the time how fast the time flies when you do those little things. Yeah.
So it was easy to blend with Blue.
Yes, it was.
I was going through pictures in his phone just the other day, and I saw pictures of Blue. I think it was just after we met, and I'm like, she was still this young. Time has really gone by, and he has been such an amazing father. So amazing that Blue actually prefers him over me. I'm the spare wheel in the house. They like gaming. They have similar interests. I'm honestly just there because I'm a mom.
No, that's really sweet. I think that's like a blessing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Someone
It
that's
is.
really blessed.
Because
Right?
when you're a single mother and you have to get into a relationship, I think that's the main thing that you worry about. Is my child going to be okay? Is this person going to love my child as their own? Are they going to get along? When I still worked at the club, I'd go to work at night and he would stay with Blue. I remember telling one of my bosses, he's like, no, I'm like, no, Blue is with her dad. He's like, you left him with your child? I'm like, yeah, for the whole night, yeah. Nothing is going to happen. They're actually good, they're okay. So he's very good with kids also, I think, because he comes from a very big family. He has like, what, 12 siblings?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's natural to him to have little people running around
Oh, okay.
and crying and yelling and screaming and whatnot.
No, that's sweet. Now that we're talking about family, how has it been blending the two families? Because when people get married, you get married into his family. He also has to blend to your family. How was it getting the two families together? Are you guys from the same place, or he's not from Lesotho? Because that can be a challenge as well. Blending
I think he
the
was
two
explain
families.
this one.
Yes.
I think he was explain this one.
I'm from Lesotho, but I was adopted at a young age. So when I became a teen in my early young adulthood, I came back home. And what happens is that I have a family here, but I also have a family in Cape Town. So the family here, we kind of blended in. Every December, we try to actually go to Cape Town to spend time with my family. But I think in terms of blending with the families, everybody's been accepting on her side of the family as well as my side of the family. I don't know what she feels, but I feel everything has been going really, really well.
I called him Chakalaka because yeah, his background is just so complicated. Because like he's saying, there's the family here and there's the family in Cape Town. But what he's not making clear is that this side it's actually two families. It's his mom's side, his biological mom's side of the family, and his biological dad's side of the family. That he left when he was still very young to go grow up with the family in Cape Town. So now it's a matter of the two families were not together anymore. His two families here, so he's only bringing them together now to become one. So you can understand how difficult and frustrating it becomes sometimes. And then there's the family in Cape Town as well, which is a white family. So it's a whole lot of traditions and a whole lot of but
now you have
they've accepted me. They've all accepted me, and I'd say they love me and I love them very much. I was so nervous when I went to go meet the family in Cape Town because it's like a lot of people. I'm like, what if I forget their names? What if they don't like me? But it's been great, honestly.
Oh wow, this is really amazing. It's quite nice because when I bring couples to the show, sometimes like you guys, I don't know your story, but I always see you on social media and you are a cousin to a friend of mine. So I'm like, it looks like your life is quite colorful. So we wanted to see this color. But it's so encouraging because I always say to people, we magnify the challenges more than the joys that we see in relationships.
Yeah.
And look at how you're married into such a complex family, but you guys are making it work.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful to watch. So tell me, what is like the one thing you love about me being married to him in particular? Because I always say to people, I love that my husband is kind. And you realize when you really live with someone that actually this kindness, now he's showing in actions. What is the one thing that you're like, this one, I would get married to him again?
For me, I would say because I'm kind of an introvert, I prefer to spend my weekends with her or with Blue at home or just chilling at home. It's the fact that when we're with people, she knows how to, she's a boss lady. She knows how to handle like everything. So I kind of enjoy that. I remember when I was still single, living by myself. I used to have problems that I go out and then it feels weird and I want to go home and now I can't go home. But now when I tell her like, hey, dude, it's that time, man. I feel like we should get out. It's nice having somebody that helps be at your corner.
Because introverts have that thing. They can be with people, but there's a time when they're like,
yeah.
I have to go.
So that's that for me.
And she's an extrovert.
No, that's what people think. I'm actually not an extrovert.
You're not?
I'm not. I don't like being around a lot of people. It's just that the kind of work that I'm in requires me to be. Because if you check, when I go out with friends, it's always my cousins. Other than that, it will be my friends in Pretoria that I spent a lot of time there with when I was still in school and stuff. But I'm not a people's person. I'm a people's person, but I don't like being around people. So I love that he's an indoor person. We can just be lazy on the couch and no one is gonna complain that you don't wanna go out with me, you don't wanna do this, or that he'll be out and I'll be home and I'll be like, where's this person now? Because the only time when I used to be out is when I was going to work. Now that I cut that part of my life, we're just always home together doing what introverts do.
No, I like it because opposites attract. So even if it's because of your work that you have to be out and he loves to be at home, he kind of grounds you.
Yeah,
I think that's the beauty of
he does.
That's really beautiful.
He does.
Okay, we're going to close off. So before we close off, I'm going to say for you guys and the people watching, what is the one thing that you didn't know about living with someone that you've now discovered? For me, it's that he's always in your face, whether you like it or not. You love him, but you discover things about them, whether it's good things or bad things, like throwing things around, but you have to live with that.
That's my problem. I didn't know I was adopting a big baby. I have to clean up after him. I have to make sure he eats. I have to make sure he does this and that. After you remove something, babe, it's back again. I'm like, babe, after you play your games, can you just take your controllers, put them in the shower? Okay, babe, I'll do that. Tomorrow they'll be there again, and I'm like, this person. So, but I've gotten used to it. I now know this is my person. I know I'll be picking up socks from the floor every morning. I know I'll be doing this. I know I'll be doing that.
Because sometimes people do things differently. The other one will be the neat freak, and then the other one just doesn't care.
I think I'm that one that doesn't care.
He forgets where he put everything. I always have to remind him. I'm like, when was the last time you had it? He doesn't remember. I'm like, check this place and that place, and then he'll find it.
What have you discovered as we close off about marriage that you didn't know before you got married?
Well, I could say acceptance. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, as a single person, I used to be very selfish. I wanted things to happen my way alone. And since being married, I've kind of had to, the thing that I've learned the most is that there's times even though I would want something that I have to actually let go and actually, it's a 90-10 thing. My younger brother actually said that to me that, when you get married, it's 90-10. The rest of everybody that you knew, 10% and 90%. Your wife 90%. So it's that. And I think a lot of us don't accept that. That's why I say acceptance, that 90-10.
Oh wow, 90-10. I didn't know this one.
80-20. No girl, I'm getting 90.
90-10.
I'm getting 90.
Happy 90-10. Can you hear that? 90-10. Thank you guys for sharing your story, and thank you so much for coming to the channel. I'm sure our viewers like this so much. I like that all the couples are so different that we brought to the show. So thank you so much. Let's just say bye to our viewers.
Bye everybody. Thank you.
We'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye.
It's been fun.
Thank you.